It's the Super Secret Sex Show!
What have you stumbled into today? It's the Super Secret Sex Show. My name is John. This is Melissa.
Hey!
Next question. I met my boyfriend shortly before the first lockdown in March last year, and I've never been in a relationship as peaceful and happy as this one. We had a lot of sex at the beginning of our relationship, but after a while, I began to realize that I was always the one initiating it. I didn't initiate for a couple weeks to see if he would, but he never did. This led us to only having sex if I started it. I brought this up with him and told him how unwanted it made me feel. At first, he said it just wasn't on his mind. Then he said he felt dirty and unattractive. Later, he said that now that I had brought it up, he was too insecure to initiate out of fear he wouldn't be good. So the question is, how do you help your partner initiate more? This is a problem that I have experienced in my own life, and I know lots of people do.
And a little experience with this because my husband is always the one who typically initiates, and I think that's just because our sex drive is different. And so he, it thinks about it more, but our lives get busy and our mind gets crowded. But I also feel that it's my responsibility to remember that he needs me to initiate that, but also that, and sometimes people just don't think it's okay to initiate, especially if they have these self-esteem issues. Like, I want to initiate, but why would they want to have sex with me, even though they've done it 1,000 more times? Oh, that's why, because we've done it 1,000 times. They wouldn't want to have sex 1,001. So I think it's important to always really work on ourselves and keep ourselves in a mentally healthy place. So that way, when we're receiving feedback, and not always just taking it as criticism, it's, oh, I guess I don't initiate. I didn't know that's something you wanted me to do. I thought our sex life was good because you were initiating. Some people get married and, in 20 years, the wife says, do you love me? You haven't told me you've loved me in 20 years. And the guy says, I told you I loved you the day I married you. I'll let you know if something changes, So that's kind of like sex, right?
At the beginning of a relationship, when you're just trying to figure each other out, like,
oh yeah,
how do we fit together? Who initiates is a great thing to try to hammer out. At various points in past relationships, I have been the initiator, like almost always, and also the one who never did. I've been both, in just depending on who I was with. So right. It was just a matter of that old chestnut communicating. And
I know. crazy thing.
Accepting that, okay, this person is with me because they like me. And that's just something you have to accept. As long as you're both open and you're willing to listen to each other and change and, mold together.
Right.
Find that happy medium. For people, especially if they're younger and they're maybe just not comfortable initiating yet. I've seen ways of like helping ease that, like a certain light that you click on if you're in the mood.
Yes, I was just going to say, initiation doesn't just have to be like, all over, I'm going to walk over and just start undoing your clothes. It can be simple things, like I would probably say my most common initiation is, are you coming to bed? That's the trigger, right?
That's code.
That's the code, right? Are you coming to bed? And he knows, and usually he'll respond, should I come to bed? And then depending on the
crows at midnight.
Well, if you would like to get laid, you might come to bed now because I'm old and I'm going to sleep at 9:30. So the window, that's the other cue we use is if we'll be out somewhere, but you've seen my husband and I, we hold hands and we're pretty affectionate, and so we'll be enjoying something and I'll be getting tired and he'll go, is my window closing? And I'm like, quickly, it's closing quickly. So it's like, okay, check please, we're gonna go. We say all our goodbyes and we get out the door. He gets gets me some coffee, and all of that.
They disappeared really fast. Where'd they go?
That's exactly. Okay, bye now. So that's it. Yeah,
Oof.
that's some of our code words. Is he's coming to bed, or he's like, "Is my window closing?" And yep. So, and it's okay to have that stuff. Some people are uncomfortable saying, "I want to have sex," and it's much easier to say, "Are you coming to bed soon?"
Especially as a young person, I know I was, because my education about sex wasn't like super thorough or existent at all. So I was uncomfortable with a lot of that stuff. So I had to find ways to, be a little bit subtle just for my own comfort level. And then, of course, as I got older, I got more comfortable. And now I'm hosting a show about it.
Yeah.
It's a journey, but you just have to find the ways that make you comfortable and do those, and then try to do a little bit more next time. Just grow a little bit.
Yeah, it's about, you have to be comfortable, but you also have to make sure that your partner is comfortable, and letting them know it's okay that even your awkward initiation means something important to me.
Well, Melissa, that has to wrap it up for today. What a great talk we had. I loved every second of it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm going to go upstairs and ask my husband if he's going to come to bed.
I hope for both of your sakes that the answer is yes.
I'm sure it will be.